What are my current thoughts on Bitcoin? Nyajong, wherever you are in the world, welcome. Today is March 8th, 2023, and I just wanted to share my current thoughts on Bitcoin. Most people use Bitcoin as a speculation tool. This means they want to buy low and sell high. They want to trade it like a stock. They want to take a gamble on it. Bitcoin is still considered a small market cap in that it's just about 500 billion. It's a speculative and highly volatile asset. And yes, the Bitcoin market can easily be manipulated and no one knows how. With all these negatives, I can see why people shy away from Bitcoin. No matter what price you came in, you will always feel like you got in too late. In my opinion, don't come to Bitcoin if you don't have a strong conviction. You will be shaken out with the high volatility and lose your money. But let's dig a little deeper and talk more about money and inflation. Maybe that will help you better understand Bitcoin and build a stronger conviction. We can say that money is time. The more money you hold, the more time you have. If you have $100 cash today and you hold it for 5 years, that same $100 will buy you less goods and services in 5 years. This is what it is designed to do, slowly lose its purchasing power over time. About 55% of Americans have investable assets. The goal with investable assets is to try to outpace the declining purchasing power of the dollar. When your stock or your real estate goes up, you feel like your time has also gone up. However, 45% of Americans have no investments. They just have cash. This is where our Hmong community falls into. I'm willing to bet that a lot more than 45% of Hmong people do not have any investments. Most of us are just getting worse year off after year. We are getting poorer and poorer because we hold a lot of cash money. If you include inflation and money printing, it has a compounding effect year after year. So if you're getting paid $20 in 2021 and you're getting paid the same $20 an hour in 2023, then you're getting paid less today than you were getting paid in 2021. In other words, if you didn't get a pay raise this year, then you got a pay cut. But people often argue that Bitcoin is too volatile. In my opinion, Bitcoin is not volatile. The volatility depends on how many people are willing to give you their dollars for your Bitcoin. It's the exchange rate that's volatile. Bitcoin in itself is not volatile. For example, a house, you buy it for $100,000. The next year, it's worth $105,000. The year after that, it's worth $103,000. The house is not volatile. It's the exchange rate between the dollar and the house that it's volatile. But if you dig a little deeper, you will see that Bitcoin exchange rate is volatile to the upside and the dollar exchange rate is volatile to the downside. You just don't notice the volatility of the dollar because it's very slow in devaluation. But if you bought Bitcoin today and you sold it next week, then you are a day trader and the volatility is part of the game. Nobody says, I got $1 3 years ago and today it is down 10%. Nobody says the dollar is horrible and no one should use it. You might think the solution is to buy Bitcoin, but that's not the solution. The solution is financial education. Learn about money, learn about the dollar, learn about inflation. If you know that your cash dollar is losing value year after year, then maybe you will change your behavior about the dollar and do something about it. If you learn that the dollar currency is created in a way that it has to devalue, then maybe you will think twice about holding it as a store of wealth. Once you have a good grasp of money, the dollar, and inflation, then you will start to see solutions to your problem. Then Bitcoin may be a solution to your financial problems. Remember, Bitcoin is not volatile. It's the exchange rate that is volatile. As always, I encourage everyone to figure out how they can become rich in Bitcoin. Hopefully in your journey to becoming rich, you will figure out the true value of Bitcoin and bring that value back into our community. A question I would like for all of us to consider in this journey is, if I found a way to make money, why would I share it with you? As always, everything I say here is just my opinion. 不做给啥事 and it's not financial advice. So, 上得赔了，上得多的股，也别问他，心机多。